Why is it that every few years some people get absolutely destroyed and others seem to go on a generational run, get so lucky, excel in their life so much? And I'm talking financially, I'm talking personally, talking business-wise, I'm talking in their relationships as well, and so on. So in this video, in the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you exactly why this happens and how you can take advantage of it right now versus getting left behind. Now, this concept is simple in itself. However, depending on who you are, it might take some time to actually understand and implement into your life. And this, what I'm about to share, is what everyone who has quote unquote made it views life through and sees life and opportunities through. It's patterns. It's being able to see, to notice, to predict, and to take advantage of patterns that will be happening in the future or currently right now. Let me explain, because there's three different types. Number one is pattern recognition, being able to recognize a pattern that is either coming up or in the future or that is happening currently. The second one is pattern utilization. So now that you see it, you're aware of it, you're predicting it, now you can actually utilize it, get in on it to trajectory like a spaceship like this, your life in various different areas. And the third one is pattern creation, aka becoming a master in something specifically. Pattern recognition is basically as simple as it sounds. Being able to see, predict, and understand when something is literally about to happen. For example, how do you know when a stock market or recession will be coming? Well, history might not model itself exactly, but it is very similar in the ways that it happens. So understanding how the 2008 crash happened, understanding how past recessions have happened, allows you to be able to understand and predict what's going to happen moving forward in the future. That way, you could plan for your family, for yourself, and for your business as well. Same thing that happens in love and relationships. If you're able to see patterns in relationships and understand the psychology of when someone's about to fall in love with someone, or when someone's about to mess up the relationship completely without even needing to do so because they get in their mind and it's another pattern that they're about to go, they're about to go, they're about to go. You know exactly when it's going to happen, and right before it actually happens, you're able to recorrect it. Same thing in your finances when you have loops going up and down, you're able to see this in patterns. And not to mention health-wise, pattern recognition in health, being able to understand exactly when you're going to switch from that healthy lifestyle that you've been living, getting ripped, feeling good, feeling energetic, looking just like glowing, versus you're going back into that slippage. Possibly you're drinking more, you're eating more, you're going out more, things that you shouldn't really be doing, and when that actual arc is going to happen for you and for other people as well. That way you could help them in their life. A perfect example of this is farmers. If you think about this back in the day, farmers, when they started planting, maybe they didn't know about the patterns of the seasons of fall, winter, spring, summer. So maybe they planted in the wrong season and therefore all their crops died. However, once they began to understand how the seasons are, they planted it in the right seasons. Then it watered, the rain happened. Then they were able to harvest. Then they were able to keep, and when the winter came and everything would die, they would have food and berries and nutrition stored up along with materials so that they could actually make it through. That's a perfect example of what I'm talking about when I say pattern recognition into pattern utilization. So pattern utilization is just that, being able to, number one, understand what the patterns are going to be and then use it. For example, if I'm able to predict and see a pattern that we're going to have a recession or that something's going to happen in the stock market because it's just a simple pattern, I'm able to predict it. Therefore, I'm going to invest my money right there when I know that it's going to skyrocket. For example, if I know that something's going to happen in a relationship, I'm able to utilize this pattern, utilize it, use it to be able to go and say, hey, this is going to happen right now. That person's probably going to flip out. Here's how we bring the relationship back into the better state that it was, into that lovely honeymoon state that it was. Same thing in health, being able to utilize those patterns in your health as well, in psychology, in your mindset, in everything. And the last one is pattern creation, aka, like I said before, you basically become a master. Think of this in terms of like an artist, like a musician. First of all, when someone gets into producing music or maybe singing, they sing other people's songs. They make other people's beats. They learn it that way. Then they start to experiment on their own. And then next thing you know, they start to create their own remixes. They start to create their own songs. They start to create their own actual beats. That is when you become a master. Along with that, in a different industry, let's say, maybe you're able to create a new product, a new framework that you use to improve the quality of your life. the performance of your life, and you're able to share that with other people. That's when you start becoming a master, and that's when you start differentiating yourself massively from everyone else. That's actually where it becomes very, very fun. So I'll give you one really quick example that is applicable in literal life that has happened to me in the past. I'm not going to say who this person is, but I was basically able to see this person's behaviors, their tendencies, how they're living, what identity frame that they're living in. And I was able to see that a lot of times they were living in this quote unquote savior mode, savior identity in their whole entire life. And I kept on thinking, why is this happening? Now that I know that it's actually happening, this is what this person's in, why is it happening? Then I realized, okay, this person has been rewarded basically like a dog their whole entire life of if this happens and they do this, people praise them, whether it's good or bad. And because of that, it's like a dog getting a treat for barking. Like you would never honestly do that, but because you keep on giving the dog a freaking treat when it's barking, it only knows to keep on barking to get a treat. So then you're able to pattern utilization, use this pattern, see it, use it, break the pattern, and then pattern creation, create a new pattern, reward a new set of behaviors for this person to actually change and to have a breakthrough, bring it up to the person. Let them see it, let them see the pattern that they're having. Do not reward it anymore. Create a new pattern for them, pattern creation, and then reward that new pattern that is better for their life and for themselves as well. That's how you make a pretty big breakthrough. So like I said, history might not exactly model itself to the T, but it is very similar in how it works. So my advice to you is study history, study patterns, study trends, study how people think, how people maneuver, literally everything about people's psychology and history. And then you might not be able to control people, like the book, Let It, what was it, by something Robbins, Let Them. You might not be able to actually control people, but I do believe that you're able to influence people. When you can see the history, see the patterns, see how people think, how people maneuver, what people like, you're able to take these patterns and influence people on the decisions that they make moving forward. And I'll leave you with this. Reacting to something means you are too late to the party. But predicting and seeing means that you are early, on time, and have control, if not influence over that. So if you found this video useful and you made it to the end, save it, subscribe, like, comment, share it with someone who needs to hear this. And if you want my personal help implementing this specifically in your life, then either message me on Instagram, click the link in bio, set up a call with me. If we can work together and I can help change your life, let's do it. Have an amazing day.